Greetings and hello, Earthlandians, my people, the people of the heart. I greet you with a smile from the future, from where I live. Welcome to the Advancement Center and to the world of magic and miracles. Welcome, everyone. I can feel the beings here watching, joining me on their ships and everywhere. The masters, the angels, all who are participating in this incredible transformation and transition. I'm feeling so much now. I'm feeling everything. I am seeing inside of each one through their physical eyes, into the eyes of their being. And what I am seeing and feeling is just another part of me. One day you will realize that it is you that is changing everything. It is you that is bringing Earthlandia here. Everyone you see is following you. It's the opposite of what you think. Simply listen to yourself and watch what comes directly to you, from you. Build your world with as little influence from outside of yourself as possible, and you will gain the strength and wisdom of 1,000 gurus. It is you. It is you. It has always been you. Soon you will realize that you don't need any confirmation or any validation, for you will know with certainty, simply because you know yourself with certainty. When I look into your eyes, it's like watching the night sky or a beautiful sunrise. There's so much they hold. And just like them old stars, I see that you've come so far to be right where you are. How old is your soul? Well, I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up. And when you're needing your space to do some navigating, I'll be here patiently waiting to see what you find. 'Cause even the stars, they burn. Some even fall to the earth. We've got a lot to learn. God knows we're worth it. I won't give up on us. Even if the skies get rough, I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up. The ladder. Today, I'm going to share with you what I consider to be the greatest and most common challenge that the human entity suffers, and in particular, the awakened part of the human entity. That challenge or difficulty has brought about great personal suffering, and it has always been rooted in falling short of something. The meeting of a self-imposed standard, a perceived standard or a program standard that is based on a comparison, and that comparison can even be with yourself. This challenge of expectations exists within every walk of life, for within every part of your young childhood, your school age years, your adult working years, and even your finding a partner and raising a family years, there is a ladder that has been laid out before you to climb. As a young child, you can't be influenced by the ladder, but from about the age of 7 on, it takes full residency in your reality. There is a standard of acceptable time to reach certain steps on that ladder throughout the passage of your time here on earth as a human being. Therefore, this ladder is in effect for every human that has ever lived. It was originally a program to force you into a systematic path that could be used to control your focus, your emotions, and your reactions. Once the original program was downloaded, we tied the path to happiness, which is tied to self-worth, which is tied to self-love, which is tied to self-acceptance. We expanded the influence of the ladder by making the steps of the ladder have financial value, validation value, recognition value, and values of fame and acknowledgement. So with the one ladder, we introduced offshoots, like fingers going out from each step of the main ladder. Every desire to get better, to do better, to be better, further entrenched us into the program of the ladder. If you weren't going up, you were either staying too long or going back down. And the suffering that is the result of not being enough, not being good enough, not being fast enough, was created and brought fully online with a vengeance. Every pursuit in life is under the authority of this ladder, and not even the pursuit of awakening spiritually has immunity from this ladder. As a matter of fact, you might say that that ladder goes the highest, all the way to heaven, which one might consider to be the Mount Kilimanjaro of ladders and probably the most impossible to climb. As I speak about this ladder, I can see and feel its subtlety and how most of what affects us is not conscious. We may think consciously that we aren't trying to get somewhere, but that is exactly what the whole world is trying to do. We are all trying to get somewhere other than where we are. The poor are trying to get rich, the rich are trying to get happy, and on and on and on. But the biggest suffering comes when we think that we have gone up a rung, only to find a moment later that we are behaving like we never went up at all. So we go up and down like a yo-yo, which is what the original program was designed to make us do. And of course, when we are in this cycle, we have very little to no self-worth, self-compassion, or self-love, which triggers our emotions and our reactions, allowing us to be continually controlled and manipulated. We judge ourselves and hold ourselves accountable for not meeting the standard of the ladder program or the program imposed by us. which is what produces those fingers or offshoots of the main ladder. At some point, we bounce back simply by just uttering a few simple words, fuck 'em, or fuck it. And lo and behold, we're off the ladder. That is until, unfortunately, we're right back on it. For it is insidious, like a thread unconsciously sewn throughout every part of our life. This makes it feel as if it's impossible to get off the ladder, creating a never-ending cycle of achievement, disappointment, suffering, and then achievement again. A yo-yo, a ladder, and up and down we go. The only way off this ladder and out of this cycle is to stop trying to go somewhere, to stop trying to be better by meeting a standard, to finally accept that you are a unique, beautiful, magnificent fragment of the source of it all, lacking nothing, just choosing to wear this human suit to experience itself in a unique way. In this place of knowing, there are no ladders. So if you can live from this place while still having a human experience, you will see clearly that the ladder exists, but it will have no influence over you. But I know you will say, I can't hold on to that truth. And isn't self-improvement a good thing? Isn't getting better good? It is, but these things happen to you and in you through the flow of life as something that you set up, not as an actual pursuit that is related to meeting a standard. And as far as not being able to hold that truth, a few more fuck'ems and fuckets will always help. There is great patience for each one of us, and when you're ready, you will decide to know and accept all that you truly are. For the spiritually awake, you know that you are one with the source of it all, a drop of water in the ocean that is God, which then makes you God too. But in this physical existence, that reality has been hidden from you. So in essence, until you can know that, truly know that for yourself, you are just a human being trying to climb the human being ladder of being spiritually awake. You are trying to climb the ladder that you think leads to heaven, a place that you're already in. Yes, you're already in heaven, if you want to call it that, because that place is already in you and all around you. So there's nowhere to go because you're already there. For very young children and animals, there are no ladders. They are completely outside the program. And so they move freely within their nature, uninfluenced by the thought of being better, having no feelings of moving up and moving down, because outside of the program, these places don't really exist. When we can start living from the magnificent being that we already are, instead of waiting for what we think we are becoming, we will change the world. We all have had moments of this knowing, but it is usually attached to an event outside of us or work that we have done. This tends to make us look for more moments like these to validate a higher level of knowing. And before you know it, we're back on the ladder. It would be like knowing that you are the child of your parents or the mother or father of your children. But each day you would need to be reminded by some event or some work to prove it. We already know that we are that child or that parent, and we never forget. So there's nothing to prove, and we are free, and therefore there is no ladder. And so it is. It is the same for us. Like Yeshua, we are sons and daughters of the Most High God, the source or energy imbued with all the rights and privileges thereof. We can go no higher and we can go no lower. It just is. And the ladder is no more. When you can accept this truth in the same way that you accept that you are the sons and daughters of your human parents or the mother and fathers of your human children, your suffering will end. For the chase will be over, the seeking and climbing will end, and you will simply enjoy your life just as you did when you were 3 years old. As you get older, the ladder chute that is connected to how you look, what you wear, and what you have done with your life begins to fade under the power of I don't give a. Although for women, the how I look feature is not always so easy to overcome. And for men, the what have you done with your life is just as challenging. And that spiritual chute, that stairway to heaven ladder, has never been affected by age. And in fact, most times, unfortunately, it takes on more significance as we get older. So today we destroy the ladder program and all its offshoots that we have created, causing each one of us and the human entity itself great suffering. We took on the ladder because we forgot who we are. And in that forgetting, we have been looking for love, validation, and confirmation from outside of ourselves. And the ladder was and is the perfect vehicle to prove to ourselves and everyone around us that we deserve love, validation, and confirmation. Today, I have put the spotlight on the ladder, and today it is no more. I can see clearly now, the rain has gone. I can finally accept just who I am. Gone is the doubt that makes us go back and forth. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look up ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. Look up ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the pain has gone. I can see all the doubts that were in my way. Gone is the ladder that kept me going up and down. And it's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. There's nowhere to go. Just simply enjoy your life. There's nowhere to go. Like the 3-year-old, run and play. Stay off those ladders. They can take your life. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. And then we say, let the sun shine, let the sun shine in, the sun shine in. Now you know who you are, accepted, and it is so. Now you know who you are. You can live it right now. Now you know who you are. The ladder is gone. Celebrate now. Come on, celebrate this day. Your freedom has come. Let the sun shine, and let the sun shine in. Your freedom has come. To experience yourself as the one that you truly are, as the source, if only for just 1 minute, is one of the most amazing feelings that I have ever felt. If you have experienced it, you will know of what I speak. I do not say that it will be exactly as mine, but the feeling of standing there as the source, as an emanation of all that exists, having an awareness of that truth oozing out of your being is the most humbling and indescribable feeling that I have ever had. And it all happened in a flash. Time stood still, and I was 10 foot tall. And as I walked, everything was pouring into me, and everything was pouring out of me. There was no ego, no arrogance, no attachment, and no identity separate from the source. It is a feeling of love that is greater than any love that I have ever felt or expressed. And it took me to a place that is beyond every mental construct and every human concept. I had no reference for this feeling, but I just felt it. And I knew that it was real. And in that moment, I saw who I really am. And I knew that I would never be the same. Simply enjoy your life and love one another as you have never loved before. Love, magic, and laughter. Stay off those ladders. Ladders can kill you, but mostly laughter. Thank you for joining me today. I am David.